Do we really have to do this? Right? Do we really have to compare Pedri and Bellingham? Right? So I've seen so many people getting excited and jump into their phones or video equipment and making videos about Pedri, Bellingham, and trying to compare players, specifically after seeing Pedri performing the way he was in the last few games. So everyone is praising Pedri for the great games he's delivering lately. And now we're comparing him to Bellingham, right? So certainly, since I'm a culés, I'm a Barcelona fan, I'm not going to be neutral here, right? So I'm going to be biased, and I'm going to certainly choose Pedri, right? But what I'm going to say is completely different, right? I'm not gonna say who's better, but I'm rather gonna put everything in its place, right? So that we can have a real talk about these two players. So basically, and then the first thing I want to talk about is that these two players are completely different, right? They play different positions, they have different characteristics, and they have different roles in the game, right? So Pedri is more like a playmaker. He's real midfielder. He plays in the midfield. He's a little bit, most of the time, far from the box, and he controls the rhythm of the game. He speeds the game when he needs to. He slows down when he needs to. He resists to pressure. He makes beautiful passes, and he scores sometimes. Okay, so if we talk numbers and scoring, Pedri has scored 4 goals this year, while Bellingham only scored 3. So statistically, they're almost similar, although Pedri doesn't play in advanced position like Bellingham does, right? So Bellingham is mostly like a number 9, right? So he is a midfielder, but you find him oftentimes inside the box, playing like number 9. We've seen lately, the last few games, where every ball inside the box will go to his feet, and he's always there, right? So he's and he did the same thing last year, specifically when they were playing with 3 players. He was the guy inside the box most of the time. He was number 9. That's why he was scoring so many goals, right? While Pedri is a midfielder, right? So he's more like a player who's going to deliver the last pass or the one before the last, right? And he's doing magic. So Pedri, if you want to watch football, okay, beautiful football, if you are a sentimental person about football, if you like to watch the beautiful football, you will watch Pedri, right? I'm not saying that Bellingham is not a good football player. He's a wonderful player, but he's a different type of player, right? So some of the people who are arguing about Bellingham, they will oftentimes mention his scoring ability and his Champions League from last year, right? So when we have started talking about Bellingham is just after he won, had the last season with Madrid, scoring so many goals and winning the Champions League, right? So usually I don't take these arguments because I don't want to compare players based on team trophies, right? So trophies are for teams, for me, right? If you win a trophy, it's your whole team, right? Some people will probably play a major role in their title winning, but I don't think that Bellingham played a major role last year, okay? So I don't want to compare titles because Pedri won the Copa Europa last year. So we're not going to compare that for me. And also we're not going to compare goal scoring abilities because, as I said, Bellingham played in a more advanced position comparing to Pedri. So now, why are we comparing Pedri to Bellingham and not to Valverde or to Camavinga, right? Because these two players mostly play almost the same position, right, as Pedri, right? But still, they don't have the same quality because Madrid play different styles. So it's really, most of the time, it's pointless to make this comparison because players are oftentimes different, right? But if you ask me, who's the player you wanna watch to play, it's Pedri. And I can tell you that most people would want to watch Pedri because he's a magical player. You enjoy every touch he makes, every pass he makes, every dance, every move, everything in Pedri is beautiful. So at the end, I will say, do not compare these players. But if you compare them, it's Pedri.